we're farming because of you. I mean, that just, I still get chill bumps, and it makes, I don't have much hair to rise anymore, but you know, it sure gets to me, and I just am so appreciative of that. It's been fun to be the old horse at it for a while, you know. I'm very cognizant that everybody is waiting for the entree here. So I promise you that I will be brief. I've always said it's better to leave them hungry anyway. So I will be brief, and you just give me that. All right. So I've got a couple things. I want to, what we're doing here tonight, we are, I don't usually have this opportunity. Y'all are going to eat all that, are you? Thank you for the music. It's delightful. I think I have died and gone to heaven. Hearts are here, and we're, but you know, our culture doesn't think this is biological. Our culture thinks this is mechanical. You know that? I mean, we don't ask how to make the pigs happy and how to create a habitat that allows the tomato to express its tomato-ness and the pig its pigness. We just ask, how can we grow them faster, fatter, bigger, and cheaper? As if they are just inanimate piles of protoplasmic structure to be manipulated however cleverly hubris can imagine to manipulate them. As opposed to life. And this is the fundamental difference between sustainable, regenerative, ecological, organic, I mean, you can use whatever buzzwords you want, but all of this over here on this side compared to what I call mechanical agriculture on this side. You know what the big difference between machines and beings is? I said difference, yeah. Difference is, old English grammar, right? The difference is that if you go out here tonight and go home and you get in your car and suddenly you hear a thump, thump, thump from a wheel bearing in the right wheel bearing, you can stop that car, you can go over to that car and you can ask forgiveness of that bearing for not putting lubrication in it. You can, you know, you can pray over it, you can rest it, you can say, oh, it's okay, you know, we'll just sit and wait. We'll let you heal. You know, you can sit there 10 years. You get back in the car, start driving, what's going to happen? Thump, thump, thump. But beings, life, can heal. It can heal spiritually, emotionally, physically, relationally. Can't we just say praise? Okay? That's the difference between mechanical and biology or life. And this, which becomes flesh of our flesh and bone of our bones, is life. Now there are mechanical properties, you know, you can tear it up, you can, you know, rip it up, you know, you can do things with it, yes. But the essence of this is, we take it in, and it goes down, it mixes with our saliva, you know, we say, we chomp on it, right, okay? We swallow it down, and then inside of us, so this grows in a soil web of trillions and trillions. In one handful of healthy soil, there are more beings than there are people on the face of the earth. If you look in the electron microscope, you know, you can look at 6 o'clock and here comes a four-legged, you know, kind of lumbering thing, you know, walking in, got big old mandibles, you know, and he's kind of sporting juice around, he's eating little cilia, you know, around the edges of plants, and all of a sudden, from 2 o'clock, comes running in a galloping, you know, six-legged narwhal-looking thing with a spear on his head, and he jams it into the bloop thing, you know, and juice flies everywhere. He sucks it out, desiccates the bloop thing, you know. And before the bloop thing, you know, the grazer can even hit the ground. Here, from 10 o'clock comes in a 12-legged centipede-looking thing with scissors on his front end. He comes up and whack, knocks the head off the bloop thing, you know. Folks, this makes Steven Spielberg Spielberg looked like child's play. And this is a world of beings that ultimately the grain in this roll and the food that we're eating, the lettuce that we're eating, the tomatoes and whatever we're going to have later, all of this is ultimately and completely dependent on a community of beings that never makes the business plan, the bank statement, the profit and loss statement, and your accountant never asks how they're faring. And most people never even think about it in the shower. All right, so that grows this commune that we're having. Okay, so that soil life world then produces this. Then we chomp it, we eat it, we swallow it, okay? And it goes down into the insides of us, and each of us, you ready for this? Has 3 trillion beings inside of us to receive this. Okay? These are 2 amazing worlds of beings. They've got school board meetings. They probably got sustainable ag conferences. They got, they're listening to harps. They probably got, the bacterial philharmonic, whatever. They're doing all this stuff, okay? But this is a world of beings that really never even registers. We look at all this, we as a culture, we just look at this as so many piles of mechanical stuff to interchange, manipulate, and adulterate, prostitute, buy and sell and trade as slaves and genetic modification and everything, and nuke and de-nuke and whatever we want to do with it. We just look at it as just so much stuff. So that in the last while, our natural extension of the Greco-Roman Western reductionist, linear, compartmentalized, systematized, fragmentized, disconnected, democratized, individualized, parts-oriented thinking has divorced itself in the most profound way from these 2 worlds that I've just mentioned than any other culture in the world, because for the first time we have been able to. Our culture, for the first time, we actually believe we've got this cavalier attitude, like, wow, we're the smartest, we are so clever, we are the cleverest. Look at our iPods, look at our earbuds, look at our, all this stuff. I don't even know the names of it. Facebook, Twitter. We're so clever as a culture that we're so good that we're going to be able to extricate ourselves from the moorings of our ecological umbilical. I got news for you. Ain't gonna happen. Because we are fundamentally dancing with a dinner partner. And we might try to get away from that dinner partner. We might try to get away from the intimate knowledge of that. We might try to get away from the mundane of growing things and being aware of this community of beings. But ultimately, nature bats last. And this dinner partner that we have pushed aside and said, you know what? We'll let Monsanto take care of that. We'll let Kraft Foods take care of that. We'll let Tyson's take care of that. I mean, after all, they do feed us like family, right? That's what it says on their truck. We'll let Iowa beef packers take care of that, and we'll let Del Monte and we'll let farms take care of that. Where you got to walk through sheep dip and put on a hazmat suit to walk in the field. If you got to walk through sheep dip, put on a hazmat suit to go visit your food, you might not want to eat it. So we have summarily extricated ourselves as a culture okay, from this visceral relationship that we've had in this womb. You know, it used to be, we ate seasonally. We grew extra in the season, and we canned it, we fruit leathered it, we froze it, we dried it, we pickled it, we kimchied it, we did whatever we did. All, you know, we smoked it, okay? We did all sorts of things so that we could have it non-seasonally. And if I went into Fargo and said, you know, where's the food in Fargo? You know, we'd go down the street and every home would have their larder. We don't even use the term anymore because who has a larder? The whole city only has 3 days worth of food supply. It's all out at 500 miles away at a Costco warehouse. And so here we have this dinner dance partner that people used to know viscerally the difference between wheat and rye. And people knew the difference between a steer and a heifer. And they knew when you planted tomatoes and what root crop, what was a root crop and what was not a root crop, what was a brassica, what wasn't, what grew on a tree, what grew on a bush. You know, it's like a friend of mine, he has a lot of farm tours, and the kids got off the bus a couple weeks ago at his farm, 8th graders. The first two jump off the bus and go up to the farmer and say, take us to the salsa tree. We want to go pick salsa. And so what we have is we have this wonderful community that wants us to just nestle in and let the soil life take care of us and let our innards life bacteria take care of us. They're not our enemies. They're our friends. And we have, that's dirt. Ooh, that's dirt. Ooh, that's, you know, blood. Pulling weeds, you know. Let me listen to my iPod now. So we've got a culture now that's far more passionately interested about the latest belly piercing in Hollywood than what's going to become